Wow, how did it all get started? It started out with a little boy's dream of being a scuba diver. It didn't start out as a search and rescue team. It was just two guys enjoying scuba diving.
We were recreational divers, and then there was a drowning, like you said, and now you're basically called upon to use your skills to do an underwater search, and we'd never done an underwater search for a body.
Stand by, stand by.
Volunteers with the Hatarian Emergency Aquatic Response Team.
The team, including local firefighters and volunteers, found one of the two victims under thousands of square meters of ice and helped distraught families get some peace along the way.
You know, you gotta be thankful for people like that have that passion for humanity, right? That's what they have, they have passion for humanity.
To see my brothers have that passion for what they do. Sorry. I just support them. I support them as much as I can. We lost a young cousin many years ago, and we saw the pain that the community, the parents went through, and we all felt that we would like to be able to do more in situations like that.
I remember when their passion came out to start something, and I knew after the whole scenario was done that they wouldn't mind doing this. We could see this was leading somewhere where this might be something that they could use and we could use for with diving.
We decided we're going to get organized, we're going to get a name, we're going to get the proper training. This is unacceptable. When you have the skills and the capability to do something, you need to be proactive and get better at it.
When they recover a victim, it's like as if they brought out the body, he's still alive. Because the family has accepted it now and they can have closure. Closure is very important.
Can you imagine if your parent was not found in a reasonable amount of time? The government will not, just because he's missing, it's a missing person.
If you do not find that body or do not hear from them, basically ties up the affairs for 7 years. And it would be horrific on the impact on the family for financial reasons as well as just the other things that they're facing.
To me, it's reunification of families and helping families have closure during a really tragic and difficult time.
Like, what would you and your family have done without them? So it's one of those ones where it's like, okay, and like these are legitimately like 2 or 3 of the only guys in Canada that have the means and the training and the ability to do this, and they're doing the service like free of charge.
And the mental and the emotional strain that the family must go under during that time has to be incredible. And so any equipment that they can get that can speed that process up, it's hard to put a dollar value on that.
I worked with them every day. Yeah, I kind of worked with them my whole life. They cross where they always cross, on the trail, but a really mild spring. Usually you can cross for another 3 weeks. Still crossing with cars at that time of year. Yeah, RCMP were there. And there was nothing going on, so I knew about Hatteri Colony that did some sort of rescues with something to do with underwater. I knew I seen something or heard something, and they sent a plane that same day, one of their airplanes, to do a flyover and check it out. Those guys weren't leaving, they said, till they find them.
Our first initial reaction was, well, the RCMP couldn't get there dive team over the area because of the thin ice scenario, so we can't get our boat out there. And they told us, well, come hell or high water, we're gonna get you a boat out there.
So we cleared all the ice with the excavator and chainsaw at the boat launch and got him in there.
And we were able to find and recover Danny.
If you didn't have the resources to get hold of an excavator, now you're waiting for weeks.
And we noticed a need for a specialized vehicle to get us out over the spot, a hovercraft.
As was discussed, I think with Paul and Manny, came around all of the challenges that they face if they don't have the right equipment to do it.
In Canada, we have the freeze and thaw seasons where traditional recovery through boat or through ATV or by foot or by vehicle might not be possible.
Having the best possible equipment, number one, would help them be more effective, probably makes them be more safe.
Because you gotta have reliable equipment if you're going to save people. You don't want to be the one getting saved.
During a training session, we wrecked our outboard motor on the Red River. We were without a boat. We were stuck. Justin calls and says he found a motor for us. Him and his dad worked all night and they repowered our boat. And when I asked for the bill, he says he's not giving me a bill. So just the way they reached out, helping the next family. And a few days after that, we had to go on a call and we needed that boat.
Well, I'm glad I was able to help them so they can continue doing what they do, because they'll do it no matter what. They'll take money off their table to be able to help people.
And they leave behind everything, and they sacrifice their family, they sacrifice their community.
And I think there's so much that people can do to help, and that is through donations and through helping them fund what they're doing.
Every dollar that comes in is used 100% for the Heart Team.
I'm able to help them, so I help them in a way I can help them so they can go help somebody else.
To have donors come on board just expands our capabilities. From the little child who broke open his piggy bank to give us a few coins, to the bigger donors who come through and donate with equipment. They're all part of this bigger movement of helping families.
The donation to the Heart Team is probably something that, as you say, this is probably something you would never think of in your worst day. And then when it happens, then you go, where do we turn?
Honestly, I think it's one of the best things that you can support. Heart as a group, they help people all across Canada in their time of need. And by donating to them, you're gonna help people find closure when they need it the most.
The time to change the oil in your vehicle and to get a tune-up is not when it's broken down at the side of the road. You don't want to do it when you're in need of them.
I'm really glad I was able to help. It's a shame it takes a tragedy to make that happen.
I'm tremendously grateful for the sponsors and the donors. So what can I say to them other than thank you for even considering us as a possibility, as an organization that you feel is valuable. We're just telling our story, and people are moved to support this cause.
Nobody should ever hear that a loved one is unrecoverable. We feel that everybody is recoverable.